According to Alabama's public health, the state has one of the highest death rates in America, with Black women faring the worst. But the medical community wants that to change by sending buses to screen women in rural areas and get them vaccinated.
No matter how you feel about vaccines, studies show a shot to prevent cervical cancer can save your life. The CDC says just 2 doses are all it takes to prevent more than 90% of HPV cancers. So why isn't everyone on board? Between the 1970s and mid-2000s, the American Cancer Society reported cervical cancer rates decreased by more than half. The main reason? Increased screenings for women. But when the HPV vaccine was first introduced in 2006, HPV infections, including cancers, dropped more than 80% among teenage girls and young adult women. But social media lit up with vaccine distrust in recent years, and more parents rejected it because of health fears. 3 nations blame social media for the decrease in girls getting the life-saving shot. From 1999 until 2017, the CDC tracked close to 14,000 new cases of cervical cancers among 15 to 29-year-olds. And the American Cancer Society says about 4,300 women will die of the disease this year alone.
Joining us now is Dr. Eleonora Teplinsky, the head of breast and gynecologic medical oncology at Valley Mount Sinai Comprehensive Cancer Care in New Jersey. Dr. Teplinsky, welcome to the show. What role has misinformation played in HPV and the vaccine and people misunderstanding what it can actually do?
I think misinformation plays a big role in the HPV vaccine for a number of reasons. There is a lot of vaccine hesitancy. People are afraid of the potential side effects of the vaccine. And I think that there is sometimes a lack of understanding that vaccinating against HPV can really make a huge difference in eradicating cervical cancer. So by vaccinating against HPV, we're going to drastically reduce the incidence of cervical cancer. And that's a big information piece that I do think sometimes doesn't get talked about as much.
And when should someone be getting this vaccination?
So the routine age for HPV vaccination is around age 11 to 12, but it can start as early as age 9. And people up to age 45 can get the vaccine. An important point is that the vaccine is both for men and women.
Oh, wow, that is a very important note to make there. Let me ask you about this. What would it take for more states to take a similar approach to Alabama? They are boots on the ground there.
I think that's it. It's the boots on the ground. I love what Alabama is doing. They are going out to the community. They are not only talking about HPV vaccination, but they're encouraging cervical cancer screening, and the two go hand in hand because cervical cancer screening allows us to pick up the earliest precancerous changes where we have an ability to intervene. And the other thing that Alabama is doing that's wonderful is they're calling back abnormal results. And so it's that trifecta that we need to see in other states. And it's that boots on the ground. It's those advocates that are committed to the cause. But if Alabama's doing it, I think we can absolutely do it in other states and really make a difference in cervical cancer rates in the United States.
They've almost created a playbook per se there. Dr. Teplinsky, help us understand why cervical cancer is different when it comes to being cured.
Thank you for having me. It's such an important question. What's unique about cervical cancer is that the majority of cases are caused by HPV or the human papilloma virus. And unlike other cancers, we have a vaccine against HPV. And if we can eradicate HPV, we can really reduce significantly and prevent the incidence of cervical cancer in many people.
Dr. Teplinsky, really appreciate your insight tonight. Good to see you.